Hey, this is Adam Hawk with Real Rock 103.9 The Bear, backstage at Pierre's with John Lahan and John Fred Young, bassist and drummer of Black Stone Cherry. All right, now moving on to your guys' live show. You know, you guys are all full of energy. You know, that's why you guys are one of my favorite bands to see live, because you guys are balls full of energy up there. You know, you got you and Ben running around, hopping up on boxes. You're a flurry of hair and sticks behind the kit. I mean, and so, like, that must get tiring. So, like, when you guys have a little bit of a break or before you guys go out on tour, do you guys have to, like, get in shape so you don't tire out on stage?
I do a lot of extensive training in my grandmother's kitchen. I do a lot of extensive training, like meatloaf and green beans. You know what? I try to jog when I'm home, but I can't do it because we were in Holland or somewhere, and we were playing football on concrete. Yeah, on concrete, yeah. And I turned my left foot, and it's never been right since. It looked like a damn grapefruit had been, like, set on it, you know. Man, I was out there crying. Oh, man, and these people, I remember this old...
Tell the story. Come on, give me this. All right, so here we are, all of our crew guys, all of us and everything. We split up into teams, and we have this little, it's like a little styrofoam, like kids' toy ball, you know. But we could get some pretty good distance on it. So we're running through this parking lot, and it's not like solid slab parking lot. It's like those 4x4 squares that are set down, and none of them are even, and you'll step on one side and it'll lean and all that. John Fred's running across this parking lot, just getting as fast as he can. And I yelled his name because I was the one with the ball, and I yelled to him, and he started to turn and looked up. I launched it. He reaches out for it, and just as it reaches his fingertips, I hear pop, and he hits the ground, and I hear him screaming profanities that I'll leave out for this interview. But he starts crying and screaming, and I thought, oh, my God, he just broke his freaking leg. We're in so much trouble. First of all, I was scared that he was just messed up.
I was on that White Snake Def Leppard tour, and I was like, oh, I just screwed this whole thing up.
He was like, man, we're not going to be able to do down low. That was his first concern. My first concern was, God bless, our drummer has broken his freaking leg. And
you know what's funny, though? Everybody, Dave and everybody, it's just left. It's just left. We're good. You know? I was like,
Man, we all took off running to him, and he's just laying on the ground. He wouldn't say nothing. You just hear a slight little whimper. You try to touch him, you go, no.
What was great is this dude, man, this old dude came by, and he was walking this little dog, and it was like something like, you remember Hard Day's Night, man, where the Beatles did that video, and that old guy, the old uncle or whatever, and he wouldn't hardly say anything. He was just like real quiet, you know. But that it looked just like that dude. He walked by, and he started trying to ask like us what was wrong, you know, and I think he thought they were beating me up or something. He couldn't speak English.
Touch him, he'd scream.
We were afraid he was going to call the cops on us, you know, and it was funny, but no, what the hell were we talking about? Exercise. No, not me. I don't exercise. No, out here, I tell you what, the first show we did back in Texas, I literally, during sound check, I said, I'm going to die. Like, we hadn't played for 2 months since, you know, the thing, but you got to try to stay in shape out here, because, I mean, if you're doing something really active, man, when you take off, it's really hard to get back into it. That's like that thing where Alan White did that rock concert on ice. Y'all remember that back in the 70s, where he's out there with that Moog synthesizer, and like they're skating in those big Knights outfits and stuff. La 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 la. It really is, man.
Waiting for Stonehenge to come down.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know what that was. I was like, and then there's some heavy stuff.
All right. Well, going back to the energy, you guys are going to take that energy to Rock on the Range this year. Yes, and you guys were a part of the first Rock on the Range. What's the feeling like that you're going to join a very short list of bands that have been at, Rock on the Range twice? I know it's only in the third year, but very few bands have said that, been there twice. What's your guys' thoughts on that?
Oh, man, we're really excited to go back to Rock on the Range, and the deal is we were going to do it the year last year, but we were out with Sevendust, and our management thought that we wouldn't be on tour that early, but of course we were out with Sevendust, and like I told them we would be, and they didn't believe me. But anyway, but But it was good. We took a year off, and now of course we're going to do it, and man, it's going to be great. That thing is. I remember the first year we played it was 2007, and we did the outside stage, us and Papa Roach, and literally like. There was 200 people out there, and I was like, man, of course the stadium's like in, the outer, well, we were outside of the stadium, and man, I mean, I was just like, man, there's like 200 people here. I'm like, it's going to rock, but I mean, dang, I wish we could at least, get some more people out here. I'm not kidding you. 10 minutes before we played, there was 13,000 people that had. Dude, it was like Rome, like where people were standing on the each layer of the arena, and then people were just everywhere out there. And man, like literally, like it was just incredible. It's one of the best shows.
Security had to jump in there and be like, "Oh, whoa, calm down," because they weren't expecting that on the side stage. I think they had like 3 security guys over there, and then we went on, and there was like 50 of them all of a sudden. It was crazy, man. Us and Papa Roach had really good reaction that day at that stage. We had a blast, but we were kind of worried about it. We were like, of course, we'll go on and do our show no matter 2 or 20,000. It doesn't matter. But we see 200, and we're like, oh, okay, we came up to do this big festival, and then all of a sudden, we're like, okay, this is more like it.
Hadn't been nobody out there all day long, but I don't know if we're going to do the arena again or if we'll just rock the tailgate party, but I don't know, but, either way, we're going to throw down and have a good time, so, right on.
Now, I'm sure you guys love every song that you play, but what is the one song that you just can't wait to play live?
Oh, I thought it's going to be like, which song do you not like to play?
Oh, no. Well, I can ask that one, too. I'll ask them both. How about that? Which your favorite and which one don't you like to play?
Man, I got to be honest. There's some songs that you play so much that you're just like, You're just like, hang on, man. Let's wait. Yeah, enough's enough. Yeah. I think as far as, and the only reason I say that is because some stuff is just hard technically to play and still keep you cool and not rush songs. And Backwoods Gold for me is one of the hardest songs we play because of the footwork on the bass drum. And I mean it's I have to not go insane. I have to really think about what I'm doing, because if I don't, I just look like a duck in out of water up there rolling around. So I don't know, John, what's your hardest song to play?
I would have to agree with the Backwoods Gold, and it's not because it's the hardest song to play. It's just the fact that we've played that song second in our set for 5 or 6 years now.
Yeah, even before we had a deal.
Yeah, long before we had a record deal, because that song is exactly the same way it was when we wrote it on the first day. It's the exact same thing. And we've been playing it for like 5-some years now, and we play like, between 5 and 6 shows a week on average. So
we've played that probably 500 times.
I'm kind of burnt. A little bit.
I think Rainwizard, somebody said, man, y'all ever going to play like anything besides your, for your opener besides Rainwizard? And I was like, well, when we write one that's better than that one, I guess we can, but I mean, like, that's one of the most powerful songs. I mean, it just, and not just me being in a band. Like, if I was at a show and saw that song, I'd be like, man, that's awesome, But I think the only bad thing about being a musician is that you don't ever really get to experience what other people see as you play. I don't care if you're playing jazz, you're playing country, if you're doing a big rock show. Like, you can watch yourself on TV and watch yourself film, but it's not the same as somebody being out there in the crowd and seeing what you're doing. You know what I mean? And that's something that, I guess we've been trying to work on, is get our out-of-body experiences. Try to pull a Nikki Sixx and float around for a little bit so we can see what's going on,